All right, we got a nice collection of 11 different Captain Marvel comics coming at you. I'm going to fan through them all so you can see everything you've got here, and I'm going to walk you through each one individually. That way you're not guessing what's in here, you're seeing each and every one exactly as they come. So let's start it off with Captain Marvel number 51, going all the way back to 1977. I'm going to get a couple of shots of the front cover so you can see it. We'll get a couple of the back as well. Scott Edelman on this one. Al Milgrom still working on this. Terry Austin and some others. You got some Avengers showing up in this. Now, in addition to showing you the front and back covers, I'm going to give you a little bit more. We're going to let that light shine on it while I wiggle and jiggle the cover here so you can see things like this. The light will shine off of it. It will show you any of this kind of stuff. Will that press out? Yeah, it might. Is it color breaking? Yeah, I think it is. But this way you have an idea. If you were here in the gallery with us, you'd have an opportunity to see things like that writing there where somebody wrote $1 on it, that little bending all the way up and across. You'd have an opportunity to see any tears, rips, etc. In addition to that, I'm also going to show you a little bit of the interiors. Why do we do that? So that you can see where back in the day Johnny Wright might have written his name in crayon or marker or what have you on there to let you know that it was his. We'll also show you a little bit of quality and condition of the pages. That way you can see, is there any kind of water damage on the inside, or mold perhaps, tears, any kind of dog ears. You'll also get a chance to see, are there issues with the staples pulling loose? And finally, you'll get a chance to see, are there any other missing or torn pages, and what is the color? You might decide that this is brown. You might decide that it's off-white. I might think it's brilliant white or cream. Who knows? You're going to get an opportunity to see it right here in real time for yourself before we move on to this nice-looking splash page with Jarvis and the Avengers and Rick all looking at you, and see that Johnny did not write his name in here. Unfortunately for Johnny, hopefully this wasn't stolen from him at any point, but fortunate for you because you get a chance to see and get a nice brand newish looking book. Finally, the inside of the cover. Sometimes there's things on the cover that don't become immediately apparent until you open it up. So the color will hide some things. This makes sure that we're not hiding anything from you. We're going to do that with each of the books so that you see exactly what you're going to get. We don't want any surprises. The only thing we want to be surprised by is your choice of how much you're willing to pay and bid on these books. You're going to get them all in one lot as we move on to Captain Marvel number 52. Same creative team on this, Edelman, Milgrom, Austin. You got Fedor showing up in this one. And let's give it a little wiggle jiggle. Not too bad a cover here, a little bit of ticking, not the worst thing. In the days of Jaws, you suddenly had Orca as well, by one of the De Laurentises, in this case Dino. I believe that was in the days, yeah, that would be before De Laurentiis moved on to Conan, one of the greatest movies of the 80s, in my humble opinion. Show you a little bit of the interiors on this one. Not too bad. There's a nice reading copy if it's something that you'd like to send in to get graded. I don't know that it's going to grade particularly high, but with a nice pressing and cleaning, maybe it would. That's entirely up to you. Black Bolt on this one, who has been retconned. Maybe he was always one of... We'll get to that in a moment. Maybe he was always one of the most powerful beings in the universe. I don't know when they invented the Inhumans if that was the intent, but he is super powerful now and super fun to read. So let's take a look at the Wiggle Jiggle first, and then the giant elephant in the room. There is some tear in this cover. Not only that, but a little bit of discoloration there. So I want you to see that. So that makes this a reader copy at best as we move into number 53. And we're going to show you the back. We'll show you the wiggle jiggle on that, but I want you to be aware of that. Make sure you factor that into your bidding decisions, of course. The nice thing is you're going to get all 11, wow, 11 of these books. So if one or two is not the absolute best, you're still going to get such value in the rest that I think you'll be happy. We're going to move on to 54 with Nitro making an appearance. His power, kind of like Gambit's, I suppose, in that he has some energy, but he just basically blows up. So kind of like your ex, he just blows up all the time for no real reason. We're going to show you all the way around here. I'm feeling the cover, and As you can see from the wiggle jiggle, let me get shots for the catalog. I don't know if I got that back cover. It's not looking great, but I'm feeling it. It feels a little bit loose, and you can see all along the spine there. We do this in 8K when we originally filmed this, and the reason is so that you can zoom in, rewind, check out all the spots exactly as you want to see them. Make sure you're looking at the parts that you want to see. By the time it gets to you, it may be in 4K or 1080p, but we still try to do it in high enough resolution that you're going to be able to see everything as you would here in the gallery with us. So move on there. We'll get the front and back. I'll show you the back first. This one you got Death Grip. Very similar, for those of you who own houses, to the original etymology of the word mortgage. Mortgage not being quite death grip, it is death pledge from mort, in the Latin death. And gage, not quite meaning to grip, that would be what? Tenere, but meaning pledge, death pledge. That's our little Latin TED Talk for the day. We'll move on. Oh, are we in 1977? Yes, I believe we are. 1978. So Star Wars had hit the theaters. It was doing well, and they're gonna do whatever they can. I want you to see this, where it's starting to come a little bit undone on the cover there, so I want you to be aware of that, as well as this right here. Star Wars becoming very, very popular. Up, up, up. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to put my finger underneath so you can see a little bit of a tear on the bottom of that cover. That is something that no pressing will fix, so I want you to be aware. All right, more Death Grip right here. I now have some Death Clock stuck in my head. Slightly different, but more or less the same. I'm not complaining about it. All right, so that's 56 right here. Doug Minch working on this one. 1978. You can see the back cover. A little bit of that front cover. Doing better than a couple of its predecessors. Still a nice reader copy. And I just want to see the Marvel Cinematic version of Death Grip, because can you imagine how insane that would be? Put your suggestions of who you think might play a good Death Grip. I don't know. I'm thinking somewhere between Nicolas Cage and Paul Giamatti. You let me know what you think. We'll go right up here. Oh man, look at this Liefeld foot right there. Obviously not Liefeld, but that's what he would have grown up on. And we'll finish up right here before we move on to 58. We'll get some shots here for the catalog. You got Drax the Destroyer on this one. You got Star Fox. Still some of the same team, only now we got Bob McLeod. You're familiar with his body of work, extensive though it may be. We'll get you, this is not too bad one. A little ticking in the covers, but all around, if you're a Drax the Destroyer fan, you're really going to like this one. Get you the inside cover. Flip through just a little bit. Obviously, we don't show you all the pages for various reasons, including copyright. Plus, why would you want to get this if you can just see it right here? And we move on to 59. We get a couple of shots here. I believe we got a minor key in this one. Yeah, this is Elysius showing up. The back cover. Who knows? That's one of those characters that at any moment might show up in the Marvel Universe, in which case you got some gold on your hands. Writing right here, little issues on the outside covers. Front cover looking pretty good. It's got some creasing, obviously some ticks. Not too shabby. We'll show you the inside cover right here. As we move through the pages, nice art in this. I like this. Yeah, that's nice. It's that mid-70s where there's a lot of detail, and yet a lot of work done, but not too much detail. They're not drawing every window of every building, but still working nice on the things that matter. Go. As we move on to our next book. This is now the first. Nope, the next one is our first appearance. Full. Yeah, I thought there was a break in there. Rick Jones. Yeah, Marvel, of course. With number 61 here. Again, getting more into the space kind of aspect of it, which I really like about Captain Marvel. Really nice cosmic issue. Sometimes it gets kind of crazy out of hand like that. Green Lantern would often fall into that sort of issue as well, but if you do it right, you can make some nice little cosmic stories that have just enough gravitas to them. This looking like something right out of Conan. And we finish it up with that one as we move on to our next minor key. Right here, this is lot number 61. Here we have our first appearance of Elysius. Ooh, look at that back cover. Yeah, so let's give it the wiggle jiggle. I'll show you both the front and the back real quick, but I want to focus on that back cover. It's a shame. I'll get to it in a moment. Not the absolute worst thing in the world, but certainly not great. Nice comic too. Some interesting stuff going on inside. But look at that. Yeah, can you see that? I don't want to exacerbate it here, but I want to make sure that you see it's already torn across there. Again, one of those things that no amount of pressing or cleaning is going to fix. So you're left with a nice reader copy. So if you can't get this one anywhere else, fun reading going on in here. And since you got all 11 of these comic books in the end of the... Oh, look at this. You got some hippogriffs there, or just regular griffins. Yeah, pretty cool. So you got all 11 books. So at the end of the day, like I said, if one or two is not doing great, that's unfortunate, but you're going to get some good value out of this. As we move on to our last one here, the first appearance of Stellarex. No, he was a little bit earlier. The first appearance of Stellarex was a little bit earlier with the cameo appearance of Elysius. Now he's just full-on fighting them. So if you're a big Stellarex fan, here's a nice little lot for you. We'll get you the front of the Wiggle Jiggle as well. Before we finish up the back inside cover, I'll show you some quality and condition of the pages. Oh, look at that van. That's nice. It feels a little off-center. Are these loose? Nope, they're in there. Pretty tight. Making sure for you. As we finish up with the inside cover, and that's going to do it for number 62. Remember, you're going to get all 11, 61, 60, all of these comics. They're not even going to fit on the screen here, I don't think. That's how many you're going to get. We're going to sell them all for one money, all one lot. All you have to do is head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com. You can see these and all the other goodies we've got for you this week. Leave your pre-bids right now at this moment. Do it. Head on over there, or you can join us live on auction day, whichever way you choose. We look forward to seeing you at the auction.